837 4900. Now, here's your host, Sophia Bethany.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Bethoney Builders Podcast. I hope that you all are staying warm and are having a great night. I'm so excited for today's episode. As always, I'd like to introduce our Bethoney Builders Podcast crew. We have my dad and our principal builder, Chris Bethany.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning in and excited to have our episode tonight, Sophia and Gerry.
Me too.
There we go.
We have our Bethoney Builders team member, Gerry Levitt, also known as Big G.
Big G, baby.
Hey. Gonna be a great night, guys. Great, a lot to talk about.
It's going to be a great night.
There you go. I love when Larry puts that in.
Thank you, Larry.
Shout out, Larry.
Woohoo! And I'm so excited. We're going to be talking about ADUs,
Whoa,
finished base.
Sophia.
Yep.
Who's coming to join us?
Who?
WBZ. You didn't finish your intro.
Oh.
Let's go.
So we're going to be having another person on our podcast today. WBZ Sports Director Steve Burton will be joining us.
Not just any person, crew member, founding crew member. Let's give it up. CBS WBZ Sports Director Steve Burton. Let's go. Give it up for Steve. Tighten that up, Sophia.
Well, okay. Back to what I was saying. We're going to be talking about ADUs, finished basements, and of course, the Patriots game.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I'm gonna take lead on this, Sophia. It's a Tuesday night, snowy, and that info we might run it back. But here's what we got, guys. We got a Super Bowl Patriots bound team. We're going to Santa Clara. Here we go, Gerry.
Right, let's make it happen. I'm ready.
Here we go. And Sophia, can you give us a few details? Tough game this weekend, 10-7 win for the Patriots. What are you guys' thoughts? You saw the game. At some point, is it fair to say that Coach Vrabel turned around and said, let's win it with the defense?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I would say so. The first half of the game, we were tied. And as I was watching the game, I'm thinking, how is this going to play out? I believe in our Patriots, but I'm very happy that they got the win. And I'm looking forward to see how they do in the Super Bowl.
Gerry, if you noticed a couple clutch plays going down the stretch on that Drake May with that bootleg to the outside to get away from the defender to secure that first down. We had Gonzo, of course, defensive back Gonzalez there with that big interception on that. We knew that Stidham was going to give up one interception in that game, and when he did give it up, it was at a crucial time for Denver, and that all helped to secure the win for the Patriots.
That is
Absolutely.
true.
Absolutely. I mean, obviously, listen, the past 3 games, our defense has been absolutely amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And they've taken over control of the game. They've been doubted by pretty much every one of the major teams that have come back in and all their fans and all the sportscasters. And they just dominated the game. And they did that again. We knew it was going to take a couple of series of downs, right, to get everybody kind of acclimated. Denver came out with that big 54, 58-yard pass to set up their first touchdown. But then I think everybody just settled, right? I think that was just Vrabel's way of just saying, look, we got plenty of time. We always, we're a team that really hangs on one another and relies on one another, and it took care of it. So, but I think a rookie move, I hate to say it, by Peyton for not taking those points. Points on the board, up 10-0.
Gerry, unbelievable. And I remember while the game was going on, Sophia, I got a phone call from Gerry, and he was just elated and say, can you believe that that decision was made and Denver left those points on the board? You know what I was surprised about when we spoke about it, Gerry, that, again, Denver playing at home, knowing the forecast of the weather and how inclement it was going to turn, as well as that's their home stadium. They know when that weather turns. They were doing a timeline showing how the field started out and was clear, and then it deteriorated, and then ultimately the snowy weather kicked in and was the factor in the game. But they know that. That's their home field. So how do you not take an easy 3 points, essentially, when you know that the game is going to be low scoring at that point, Gerry?
Right. Huge play. I mean, it was a huge momentum change, right? They had everything going their way. Obviously, if they had got it, no one would have second guessed it, right? Like, hey, great call. You did the right thing. Analytics say X, Y, and Z, and you do it, right? But in that type of game before the Super Bowl, backup quarterback, not your regular guy, take the points. take the points. That's
Jerry, the more that
play.
you say that, I mean, it just really fills into the narrative that I think that's the motto, especially when you got inclement weather, Sophia, and you know that it's going to be a low-scoring game at that point. The first half already had shown that it was going to be a tough game to score points. And that, again, I keep saying it, but that poor weather's coming. Those points are magic, and ultimately that cost them potentially a trip to the Super Bowl. But we'll take it as Patriots fans.
Absolutely. It was interesting, Sophia and Chris, right? I was watching some analysis of the game, and they said, prior to pretty much every single Denver game, they have their forecasters, they have everybody telling the coaches, hey, expect this by the second quarter, expect this by the third quarter, whiteout conditions by the fourth quarter. So they knew it was coming. They just, I guess maybe they just didn't think it was going to happen as quick as it did. I'm not quite sure. Hey, it worked out to the Patriots' advantage. We're not going to complain. Off to the Super Bowl we go.
100%.
And we live to see another game, which is awesome.
Like you're saying, and I'll tell you, the Patriots, every week that goes by, they seem to be getting more and more players back. I mean, we had Matt Collins back. Guys, do you remember that? Flea flicker, play in the snow. Matt Collins coming up with a big gain. I think it was 20-plus yards at a crucial point in the game.
Crucial third down. It was crazy.
Unbelievable, Jerry
Yeah.
and Sophia. And we have news. The Bethany Builders Podcast team, Big G, Sophia, Chris, Alina, we're heading west. We're going to go, we're going to the Super Bowl, guys. Flights are booked. We have a commitment for Radio Row. We're going to be bringing live coverage from Radio Row from the Super Bowl. We have media access to be able to bring all this information to our fans and our supporters back here in the South Shore and throughout Massachusetts. We're going to say Massachusetts now, guys. I mean, we had Abdeel, and we now have Suffolk University students and players that are with the Boston Celtics in Boston. So is it fair to say our podcast is out of the South Shore and it goes throughout Massachusetts at this point?
Oh, yeah. And I'm so excited. As you said, we're going to San Francisco. We're going to be there broadcasting.
But we're going to go from San Francisco to Santa Clara, Sophia.
Ah.
Sophia Bethany, she's doing a lot of studying this week. She has a big construction test, so we're going to give her a pass. We're going to stay on her, but we need our host. This is a big game, Sophia. We're going to Santa Clara, but you are right. We're going to be flying into San Francisco. And I hear that Big G knows some really good restaurants in San Francisco as well, as we've never been. So maybe we can see the Golden... Is that what it is, Jerry? The Golden Gate Bridge?
Mm-hmm. It is, yeah.
You think Big G?
I think we're going to be able to make that happen. I think we have a couple great restaurants. I know of some incredible restaurants. Chris, I know one of the ones you are adamantly wanted to attend is one of the top Chinese food restaurants. So we're going to get that all squared away.
Incredible.
Which is great. And a couple other beautiful restaurants. It's a fantastic place to visit. So
incredible.
Yeah, and we're going to get content everywhere.
We are going to get content everywhere. We're going to share it. We're going to share it daily starting next Wednesday, which I believe is February 4th. And we're going to carry that right through the Super Bowl. And then on the other side, we're going to get some great coverage of the game, Media Row. We're going to have Sean, the agent Stellato, will come on our podcast live, I believe, on Friday prior to the Super Bowl. We're going to try to see if we can meet up with Shaquille O'Neal, see if we can see Shaq. He's having a party, I understand, at the Super Bowl on Friday night. So we're going to see if we can join those festivities.
We'll finally have found him, Chris and Sophia.
Hashtag Where's Shaq? We're going
to find Shaq.
Hashtag Where's Shaq?
We're going to find Shaq at the Super Bowl. Great point, Jerry. And we're going to hope to get an interview and some content with Shaq. We know he's going to be busy, but love Shaq, and he's always been supportive of us. And what do you think, Sophia? We're going to find him?
We're going to find Shaq, everyone.
There we go. We're going to bring Shaq. Jerry, tell us a little bit about yourself. You've had a busy week. You're working on multiple construction projects in the field for Bethany Builders, bringing them in. I know you contacted me earlier, working coordination with Northeastern Savings Bank, Brian McGowan on a possible development project. You're bringing some clients down. We might be able to participate on the build out, or we will be, which is great. Tell us about some home builds. Are you excited for 2026 for new construction?
Absolutely, very excited. It's been a busy January, which is always nice, right? Had a great closing last week.
Excellent.
And then our crew was out at a job site, right, with the meeting of the minds and checking out different lots. And trying to figure out what we're going to be doing there and have some great
Excellent.
plans and ideas, which is
Mhm.
fantastic. So looking forward to that piece. Yeah, right on, Chris. Scoping out some land for a client in Plymouth to hopefully get a build done there. Beautiful property.
Excellent.
So there's actually been a lot of activity. I think people are poised to try and get out there. Some lowering interest rates, some different tax advantages now. But it's been busy, and then
Good.
interest in ADUs has certainly been growing, right? I think as people start to learn more and more about what they can do, what it means, what types of ADUs there are, there's a lot of questions out there, especially from
Yeah.
parents, for example, who want to leave something to their children, or can they get their house to their kids, and how can they take advantage of all that? So,
Well, I'm going to interrupt you because we're going to start to simplify. It's ironic when you mention ADUs. I got a call yesterday from a gentleman that had heard the podcast, I believe, on Sunday morning and had some specific questions about ADUs, wants to engage us, talk to us further, make a site visit on what he would like to accomplish. So I think we're going to start to recap a few things. Number one is that starting next Sunday from 12:15 to 1 p.m., Sophia Bethoney, as we announced this past Sunday, is launching her own show. She will be the principal of, with her company sponsored by ADU of Massachusetts. I think it's called Ask the Builder. Is that correct, Sophia? You're going to be coordinating that segment in your show, Ask the Builder?
Yes, I will.
There we go. And you're going to go what? South Shores dad-daughter duo is going to bring that forward. And hashtag Big G. Big G's on board for that. Is that true, Gerry?
absolutely, I'm on board.
There we go.
Big G, we love to hear that.
Well,
You know,
there you go, Sophia. You got some commitments. Your father's in, Big G's in, and then
Yeah.
of course all our special guests are in. So this is more than exciting. Tell us a little bit. We'll get back to ADUs for a second. You're going to sit for your exam this Friday. This weather adjusted schedules. You're going to be sitting for your exam on Friday.
I will be the construction supervisor's license.
Okay.
And also we have WBZ sports director Steve Burton is here with
I
us.
got to come over the top on you, Sophia. We got to put some more energy. Sophia, I want some energy. Steve Burton's in the house, everybody. WBZ
appreciate
sports
that.
director.
I
Come on now, I
appreciate
want to
that.
make some noise. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. I got to help Sophia today. I think the snow's got her in all the studying.
Hey,
Steve,
I
Steve,
gotta
you're
make an
looking,
announcement.
you are looking fantastic. You're looking sharp. Can you bring the announcement forward? You're back
Yeah.
fresh from Denver.
I just got back from Denver, and I just want to make an announcement. Sophia, you are now the boss. And you're not only the host, you're now the boss of Bethany Builders.
Oh,
wait,
yeah.
Whoa, wait a
You
minute.
are the boss.
Mhm.
You're taking from now on, we go through you. I'm gonna ask you what needs to be done. Chris is no longer, you have now surpassed your dad as the boss of the Bethany Builders Podcast.
All right.
I love it.
Wait a minute, Larry. Can we get a little background clapping from our in-house studio guests over there? All right. Wait a minute, though. As we all know, there's definitely a democracy here on the
Whoa.
Bethany Builders podcast
Wow.
crew. I already know we're not going to take a vote because I'm going to lose that. So Steve Burton has raised the gavel. He's turned around and he's named Sophia Bethany the boss of the Bethany Builders podcast
You
from
are.
this point forward.
She
Wow.
is.
Now, not only are you the host, you're the boss. You got a CBS jacket, and you go in the Super Bowl. Steve, I don't know what else we can say.
Well, I'll tell you what, there's a lot to talk about today. I just got back from Denver. I was live in Foxborough. And we had breaking news that, believe it or not, Bill Belichick did not get voted into the Patriots, to the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Oh,
Really?
all right,
Right.
Steve, can you
Wow.
explain to us, because this is media driven and a lot of different things that goes on. How does that happen, Steve?
I do.
It seems
Crazy.
impossible to us.
absolutely shocking to me
Uh,
that
how-
he should have been an automatic first ballot Hall of Famer, did not get enough votes to get in, which means Deflategate may have come back to haunt him here.
Yep.
Spygate may have come back to haunt him here, but he'll get in eventually. But everybody thought he was a surefire first ballot Hall of Famer, and he's going to have to wait. And this is not the year that he gets in.
Steve,
Which-
oh my, Steve, I need
Wow.
to ask you a question that just is it's coming out here. Here's the biggest thing. and you know this, I'm not going to mention any names because we know some other professional or former professional athletes that have had things like that happen, maybe not to the level of Hall of Fame, but ego, personality, when those type of things happen and you feel that you should have been in fact a shoo-in personally, and when that goes completely sideways, how does that affect somebody like a Coach Belichick, essentially, or a former professional athlete, when they feel like it almost feels like a terrible or bad decision? How do you deal with that?
Well, obviously he's been slighted, but I think you also, it's amazing because it can be very political. It can be very vindictive. Okay.
True.
But it's also, if that would have happened to me, it's, you have the resume for it. So now
Right.
you have to ask
Mhm.
yourself, why didn't I get in?
Okay.
You're right.
And it's something that if I have the resume for it and I still didn't get in, somebody's holding something against me.
Okay.
But you
Okay.
also have to look at yourself in the mirror and
Right.
ask
I
yourself,
love
why?
that. I
That
love
is
that.
true.
Mhm.
Why is someone holding something? And it may be your fault. It may not be your fault.
Mm-hmm.
But the bottom line is, he did not. Here's a guy that should be in the Hall of Fame, and eventually, I think he will get in the Hall of Fame,
Mm-hmm.
but not this year.
Bruised ego, Steve.
Yeah, well,
Unfortunately.
it's bruised even more when you got you don't get the knock, you don't get the call to the Hall, and then your former team is going to the Super Bowl.
Mm.
Oh, you're
Absolutely.
right.
Steve.
The team
Steve, and
you
then
just,
the question comes, who did get the knock?
well,
We
and
will
that will
know.
be revealed coming up.
Yeah.
Oh, so that hasn't been, it's ironic. I'll give you a perfect example. We were fortunate and blessed. Once again, Steve has taught me so many things over our journey and lifetime and family and friendship here. We were fortunate, Alina and I, to go to the Super Bowl in February of 2019, and Ty Law had got the knock on the door.
That's
And
right.
Alina we were all able to meet with Ty Law guys within 30 minutes of minimum. It could have been 15 minutes since he had got the knock on the door. He came down to the team hotel. Remember, Steve? And
I do.
we got a chance to spend time with Ty
Yeah.
and get his feedback. So it's an incredible honor. It's a lifetime achievement,
I'm
obviously,
sure it is.
from a body of work to go from the playing fields at the beginning levels to go to the Hall of Fame. Steve, what percentage of players? Here's a trivia question. Maybe
Well,
Gerry.
it's a good
Percentage
question.
of players that make it to the Hall of Fame.
It's the elite of the elite.
Yeah.
It's the elite of the elite. And, every year people get voted in, but think of all the players and all the coaches that have come through the league over the years. And
Mhm.
it's one thing to get into your team Hall of Fame. It's another thing to get into your Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Right.
And Sophia,
Incredible.
you happen to be friends with one who has done both, and Andre Tippett.
Right.
That is
He's
true.
in
Oh,
the
my
Patriots Hall of
goodness.
Fame, and he's in the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Hey guys, let's
Oh.
take a moment. Let's give it up.
Shout out to Andre Tippett.
Let's give it up. Andre Tippett, Hall of Fame and Patriots Hall of Fame, and an absolute gentleman. Andre, if you're listening, thank you for all you do. Thank you for your kindness, and I personally, I bow to your sensei with no martial arts experience. Sophia?
Yeah, I mean, that is just an incredible accomplishment. And Andre Tippett, he's such a great guy. I've met
Incredible.
him and absolutely honored.
Living legend.
Well,
Living legend.
Sophia, you bring up an excellent point. And when she says he's such a great guy, that plays into it.
Mm-hmm.
That
It's
is
one thing to
true.
have the resume, but if you can be a jerk,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes they hold that against you. And
Mhm.
my dad used to have a saying, and the saying was simple: people like nice people.
Simple.
That's what he said.
Wow.
He always taught us, taught the family that. He said, "Steve,
Simple
remember
but
this."
powerful, Steve.
Yeah, he said, remember this: people like nice people.
Mm-hmm.
And it was such a simple saying, but it stuck with us, my family and my brothers and sisters and my mom for years. It stuck with me for the rest of my life. And there's certain things will open up for some people, things won't open up for others.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But if you treat people a certain way, there's no reason in the world Bill Belichick should not be in the Hall of Fame
For the resume.
for the rest of it.
For the resume.
Understand.
Right.
Yeah.
Steve, I ask you this, and we're not going to name players because they incredible players, and I'm big fans of them, but I'm going to touch it. Over the years in Boston and New England, I gave you as a hint. There's been a few players that for a lot of years really didn't get along with the media. The relationship turned sour. And then it came time for that type of voting. I'm going to touch baseball. I'm not going to mention a name. Okay. But then they turn it around. And over time, whether it's growth
Well, I
within
can mention it.
themselves.
I'll give you Jim Rice.
Well, that's
Yeah.
what I was, Steve, that's what I was thinking.
Exactly
And
what I
in
was doing.
time,
You know,
big Jim
Jim Rice
comes
should be an
around.
automatic, you know, in the Cooperstown.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and the writers held that against. He wasn't,
Mm-hmm.
you know, when he first started out. And Jim's a very good friend of mine, and I love
Of
Jim
course.
Rice.
Me too.
You know,
Mhm.
but they held that against him.
I remember. But then over
know?
the years, Jim ended up, of course, being part of the broadcasting team and bringing
Right.
forth the Red Sox, and was able to open up, I think, more with the media and with the fans, and
Absolutely.
became part of the media. And you know, there's a saying to that too. What it is that life's journey teaches us all, and everybody can get a second shot at doing things a little different in life. Just
Well, you hope they can, and you want to look at yourself, and that's why it's important. You know, in our Bethany Builders podcast, yeah, I mention this to everywhere I go, especially the people in Denver, and Adam Vinatieri, who gave a shout out to you guys.
shout out to Adam
Shout out to
Vinatieri.
him.
We love Adam Vinatieri. Thank you,
know,
Adam.
but one of the reasons why he wanted to shout out to the podcast is you know, when I told him, I said, we're not only building homes, we're building people up,
Mhm.
Exactly.
and that's what, you know, Jim Rice and Bill Belichick. That's what some of these guys over time you need. Who did I really build up? Now Belichick obviously had an effect on a lot of players, and a lot of players are coming to his aid now, saying this is disgrace, this is this is that. But you know, it's not just about players; it's about people.
Right.
Correct,
You
Steve.
know,
Right.
it's
And,
about
and
people.
Steve, you have taught and instilled that. I take my cap off humbly. You have taught and instilled that in our friendship and being family and so forth. You've taught that to me. You've taught that to Sophia, Alina, Gerry, and that's how we proceed forward. We need each other. You know, we need that support. We need that guidance. We all make mistakes, but we need to be picked up. And I hope that, you know, Coach Belichick reflects on it, and in his quiet time, things come around and he gets his due, because he should clearly, in my opinion, be in the Hall of Fame. Obviously, his resume stands for it. And, you know, sometimes you have too much success, and back around comes people, like you say, Steve, things, unfortunately, envy. And it's a very powerful league and a very influential league.
Oh, no
Steve, and
question.
People
much.
wait, people sit back for years or decades, and then a moment like this comes up. And unfortunately, some people can be a little mean-spirited too, but that's not what we do here at the Bethany Builders Podcast.
Absolutely
No.
not. Absolutely not. I think the thing that's interesting is the Hall of Fame, and correct me if I'm wrong, right? I mean, it's supposed to be based upon your credentials,
Right.
right? And I think he's got 6 with the Pats. Did he have 2 with the Giants, maybe? So it would be,
Yeah, he's got 8.
he's got 8. He's got
Yeah.
8. He's the second most winningest coach in the NFL. Like, I mean, all of that is there. So I think from a credential, like, it should have been a shoe-in. I was shocked when I heard it, obviously, maybe like you guys were too, but yeah, he's probably crossed it, you know, there are a lot of people who don't necessarily like his approach. And Steve, I think a lot of people would probably say he, you know, has shut the media out of many things over his career, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm going to put a call in, guys. I'll tell you who's on the committee is Ron Borges.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, one of my favorite.
Yeah,
I
he's on
can't
the
believe this.
committee.
I'm a big boxing fan. And if we get Ron on the phone, though, Steve, I'm going to ask you one question. If we are fortunate and blessed to be able to speak to Ron Borges, can you ask Ron to give us a little touch of that Marvin Hagler, Tommy Hearns coverage back in the day? Because that was the super fight before the super fight.
Yeah.
I'm calling him now. I don't know if I'll get him,
Right.
but his phone is ringing.
Jerry, you know
All
what?
right.
You know what Coach Belichick didn't have was enough votes today, and I'm sorry for him to hear that.
Yeah. No, for sure. I mean, that's what they were talking about. He should
Yeah.
have, he should have gotten in, I think,
Mhm.
regardless. I mean, his background, his wins, all the stats that matter for credentials he has.
Hey, guys, you don't
Should've
mind if I
listened to
switch
that.
gears for a minute? Big G, you're looking sharp in the Bethany Builders sweat jacket. Steve's looking fantastic. He's got, I don't know,
Right.
Steve's got that CB. I'm liking that jacket, Steve.
Yeah.
What's that jacket all about, Steve, right there? You're looking sharp today. Did they get that to you for in Denver? 'Cause
No,
that's a sharp
no,
looking
but it was
jacket,
cold.
Steve.
it was cold in Denver.
All right,
I'll
I
tell you,
appreciate
I
just left a
believe you.
message. I just left a message for Borges. We'll see if he's
Mhm.
the guy that represents New England and
Mhm.
represents Boston and,
Yeah.
and Massachusetts in the Pro Football Hall of Fame ballot. So he gets the vote. And
Wow.
Love
it'll
to
be
hear it.
interesting to see if Robert Kraft gets in before Bill Belichick.
Wow.
Adam Vinatieri is another
Incredible.
one that should be in there. And,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think, though, what's different is Adam, I think he's going to have more support potentially of the writers. He was very well liked, wasn't he?
very
Wasn't
well
Adam
liked.
have a
Yeah.
great relationship with the media, Steve?
Yeah, very well
Mhm.
liked. I think very classy and the greatest kicker of all time.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta
Yeah.
grab you for a second here without overtaking the mics here, but I just gotta. I don't know if everybody sees this, but Steve Burton traveled to Denver with the WBZ CBS sports team to cover the game. We got to give a shout out, Steve. First of all, I'm gonna go out of order here. I'm gonna give a shout out to Dan Roach, aka Roachy, giving the Bethany Builders podcast and the Bethany Builders a shout out down in Denver. Dan, thank you so very much. We're big fans of yours, and we look forward to having you on the podcast in the future. But I got to jump ahead because this is a couple times now. We've been getting a lot of support from ESPN's Mike Reese.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And he went over and above, just like Dan did. But Mike's bringing something real special to the table, Steve. I think it's called the cap segment. He
Tip the
brings us
cap
updates.
segment. You want
I
to play
mean,
it?
Yeah, well, not only do I want to play it, and if Alina can't, let me ask you a question. You got that telephone out. You got Mike's number?
I think he's on TV right now, I think.
I appreciate it. We know he's busy and in demand, but
But if you play the shout
He's on
out,
the air. He could be on air.
he's on it. I appreciate it. Unfortunately, we have that shout out. We've been playing it for all our viewers, Steve. We uploaded it yesterday, and we've kept it current, and it's been uploading all day. But Alina points to us, we're going to give her a snow transmission. We're going to give her a pass. We don't have that uploaded because we have so much to talk about tonight. We're going over all these different things. But Steve, how did we get it done? So we're going to the Super Bowl here. What did you see live from Denver?
oh, here's what I saw. I saw the team really come together, especially the defense, and just deliver some knockout blows. I saw, Drake May didn't get it done with his arm, but he got it done with his legs. Josh McDaniels called some key plays at key moments, and it was tough to score. It was tough to even see. I mean, we're there at the stadium, in the stadium, watching the game. There are times where it was tough to even see the football or what yard line the announcer. I remember Jim Nantz. I saw Jim Nantz in the bathroom, and it was great to see him. But there were times where he goes, "I don't know what yard line we're on," and
Incredible.
Yeah.
here's a guy that front row seat calling the game.
Well,
But
you mentioned
the game
Jim
started out
Nantz.
on
I was going to say, I just got to drop this. You mentioned Jim Nantz, and Steve, you're going to pick this back up, but I met Jim Nantz when I was with Steve Burton at an Atlanta Falcons game
Yep.
down in Atlanta, probably, I don't know, many years ago, 10, 12 years ago. I was on the treadmill. I lift my head up, look to the left. There's Jim Nantz getting in the mileage on the treadmill. He was an absolute gentleman. Boy, we're lucky to be able to have a Jim Nantz. He's pretty incredible, Steve.
He's phenomenal. Phenomenal.
Yeah.
One of the best at his craft.
Mm-hmm.
And but it was surreal to be there. You saw the game at the beginning where there was no snow on the field, and CBS did a time lapse when you saw how, hours later the field's totally covered and you can't even see it.
I saw the time lapse on TV and I was like, I can't imagine playing football in those weather conditions. That must be extremely difficult.
Yeah, there were players that admitted they couldn't see and they're playing in the game.
Mm-hmm.
That's tough.
Especially with guys with visors on. They had to keep wiping them off, and it was funny.
Guys, it doesn't matter. When we entered these playoffs, we all started talking about scenarios. Let's get to the point. New England Patriots, bottom line, got it done. And our whole Patriots nation, we're going to the Super Bowl. Guys, guys and gals, we got there. Doesn't matter how we got there. I think that's how they say it. The name of the game is get more points than the other team. Do not make those few plays you need to make that separate you. We're going to Santa Clara, guys. We got a chance for our 7th Super Bowl.
I can't believe it.
And we're going.
We're going.
We're boarding a plane. God's will, we're going to get across. And the plan is that the Bethany Builders Podcast crew and team, we're going to the Super Bowl. And we're going to bring all that coverage, the inside scoops, live podcasts, well-known athletes, both current and former. We're going to bring it all back to WATD 95.9 FM for coverage live on air. We're going to upload it on our YouTube and Facebook, Bethany Builders Podcast channels and pages. How exciting is this, Sophia? What do you think?
I'm so excited. I mean, come on, the Patriots are going to the Super Bowl the year that we start the Bethany Builders Podcast. I mean, how cool is that?
Sophia, I think we had talked about it. I think since you went to your first game, which was game 4, Carolina Panthers, I made a comment. Yourself and Sensei Andre Tippett did that pose. Since that period of time, 16-1. Do you think it's the power? Could be the power of the martial arts, Steve.
It could be.
I know.
It could be, Chris.
Or it could be the power of Chris Bethany's Patriots sweatshirt.
Yeah. I haven't taken the jacket off. Christian Fourier, shout out Christian, who's doing so many different things. He's going to be on Radio Row down at Super Bowl as well. Everybody was commenting about my 1985 sweat jacket. Well, I can tell you, everybody, it's going to Santa Clara.
1985, they didn't win.
I appreciate all that. I just,
I
didn't put the date. I didn't put the date out there.
They lost the Bears.
It was bad, Steve, too.
Bury the Bears. Wasn't that our slogan for that Super Bowl? We got buried, I think.
Yeah, don't go back to 1985, Chris. I was in Chicago at the time. At that time, they had the Super Bowl shuffle going on.
Oh, my gosh.
The fridge, the refrigerator.
Walter Payton,
McMahon.
Mm-hmm. But that's back in the day.
Yeah, but there was only one thing that was great about that, Steve. Not for nothing, and we know you're always loyal to our New England Patriots. You always sit with us, everything else. But when the game was over, you could take a step to the left because you did go to Northwestern.
I did. I did.
And that is in Chicago. Is that correct?
That is in Chicago.
Yeah. So not for nothing, you turn around on the way out and you say, listen, it didn't go exactly as we planned. But that game was over early, wasn't it? I mean, the score was, it was bad. So with that being said,
it got out of hand.
Out of hand.
Yeah. Hey, Steve, can I ask you a quick question?
Yeah.
Well, you're out in Denver, right? And we were talking about this early in their show. How many of the reporters and everybody, they were just shocked that Denver didn't kick that field goal to go up 10-0?
Well, that's a great question. And Sean Payton, everybody, says what great of a coach he is and everything else, but that was not a wise move.
Right.
Take the points. It's fourth and like 1.5 yards or 2 yards.
Right.
And you got to throw the football when you can just go up 3-0, take the points.
Right.
And he didn't do that. And it was like,
right.
Game changer,
actually,
Steve.
It would have been, I think it
would have been 10-0.
Yeah, it would have been 10-0 because
That's
he already scored a touchdown.
But Steve, game changer. Game changer of momentum.
Absolutely. They ended up losing 10-7. I mean, it would have been 10. They would have, anyway.
It's crazy.
But like you say, they had all the momentum going at that point too. They could have put us down 2 scores. It's not even, it's one thing, it's the 10 points, it's the 2 scores.
Right.
And that psychologically at that time,
Denver
was putting it on us a little bit at that point.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
But Sean Payton has to be kicking himself because you can't, we do a show called Bert and Ernie Talk Football at 4A, and we had Ernie Adams on. And Ernie said I would have gone for it too. I said, Ernie.
Wow.
The points.
Right.
But he goes, the reason why Ernie said I would have gone for it because he knows the play. And he thought the play drawn up was really good, except Milton Williams blew up the play.
Yeah.
Incredible.
It wasn't executed right. So
okay.
Right. But that's their number 1 4th down play, right? That was their number 1 called 4th down play for the most part. But you're doing it with Stidham, and you think the Patriots know that, so they're going to change their defense up. I mean,
and
it's crazy.
And nobody blocked Milton Williams coming up the middle.
So here's my question, Steve. We're all human. No matter how many times they go over that in the playroom and everything prior to the game and their preparation and their planning, is it fair to say that emotions, when it comes down to it, emotions can, even with somebody as experienced as Coach, Payton, that emotions can take over for just that split second? You make that decision?
Yeah, you make that decision. It's a wrong decision. And it's like, don't get away from, what you're doing here. The game's on the line. You're with a backup quarterback.
Right.
You're playing at home. Take the points.
Take the points.
Especially automatic points. It wasn't that long of a field goal.
Yeah, why not?
And it's like, go up.
Steve, does that
what that does for the players psychologically, it just, you're right, it puts you up even more.
But I think then we touch on the subject, Steve, of how hard Guys, I want to get on the subject, get off it, but that game was up for grabs. Denver had plenty of chances to win that game.
Right.
My point is, we all know how difficult, even as fans, but we hear from the players how difficult it is to get that close to the Super Bowl. My question is this: does that stay with players and coaching long past the offseason?
You better believe it. You don't
It
think
has
the Pete
to.
Carroll decision to throw the ball and to not run the ball will stay with Pete Carroll forever?
Oh, you're referring to
the Malcolm
it was
Butler
so
thing.
it was
Malcolm
so funny.
Butler
Yeah,
said-
shout out to Dave Portnoy. He bought, I think he said 7 shirts of the picture of Richard Sherman's facial expression
Yes.
when the interception took place.
I mean,
he's
how
he's
do you not
putting
run
it
the ball
everywhere
in the
on
end?
social
Exactly.
media.
How do you not
Everywhere.
run the ball with one of the top backs in the country
Oh,
in all of pro football, and you're going to throw the ball on the 1 yard line? Stick with you forever.
Steve, but not for nothing. Prior to that play, Marshawn Lynch had picked up a gain for like 3 yards. He was moving and grooving in that game. You
And
know what I
they-
loved about it when it all happened, everything else? Marshawn Lynch didn't have a lot to say, did not, you know what he said? Get me another bag of Skittles. And he just went on his way, guys. He didn't have to say a word. Marshawn Lynch, even in defeat, owned that moment, turned around and looks and goes, get me a bag of Skittles. I'm sorry, Seahawks fans. You can talk to everything about that. I'm going back home.
There you have it.
Hashtag Skittles.
Crazy. Mm.
So
Yeah,
now,
that'd be-
boss, we have a rematch of the same two teams. Only it's years later, and it's going to be interesting to see how these two teams meet, because now the completely different players, with a quarterback Sam Darnold, who's years ago saw ghosts when he was playing against the Patriots, and now he's now he's matured into a really good top quarterback, and
Incredible.
Yeah.
so
Steve, I heard something about is Donald the first of the class of 2018 to get to the Super Bowl? I thought I saw a comment or something online about that quarterback class of, I thought I saw 2018.
I have to
Good
think
trivia,
about
huh,
that.
Jerry? Jerry,
Yeah.
can you look into that for us?
I
Something
have to
about
think about that.
2018 with him.
You may be right.
I thought I saw something, so I
Because
can't say
Donald's
I didn't
class,
create it.
there were a bunch of good quarterbacks that came out in Donald's class.
Okay. And with that said, guys, we're going to put it out there. We've never done this, but I want the podcast crew to be part of it. As everybody knows, we had announced major sponsors on the front end within the first 3 or 4 weeks of this journey. We've now got a point here where we ease back. It's time that we've been approached by quite a bit of sponsors, and we're going to need and want to get our sponsors on board here in 2026. We wanted to make sure that we established the podcast. It was as good of a venue for us to reach out to our fans and our now supporters. It's all about our supporters and what we're doing. So with that said, we're going to, for the first time on air, make it available that if anybody would like to be part of a sponsorship for advertising, to be part of our journey, both in going to the Super Bowl, that the Patriots will participate, and continue on with the Bethany Builders podcast throughout 2026. We want to hear from you. We welcome you. You can call me direct, Chris Bethany, at 781-898-8018. I want to hear from you. We want to hear from you. If you're a local business working hard, doing great things in the community, we welcome you. We'd love for you to be part of what we're doing here. You're welcome to advertise with us and be part of our journey as we move forward. This is a team effort podcast, and all of our viewers and sponsors and supporters. What do you guys think?
Yeah, reach out to us again, 781-898-8018. We'd love to work with you, and let us know if you're interested.
And the boss has given me that instruction, Steve, to do that. Sophia's already delegating those responsibilities. Steve Burton has made it a point that Sophia Bethany is now the boss.
Yeah.
Indeed,
Yeah,
I
she's the
am.
boss.
Right.
And Chris, can you give the number out, the radio number out? for those
Absolutely.
that wanna
And we
call
do
in?
have some callers and some fans that want to come in now as we speak. The number for everybody to call or text questions or thoughts on all this conversation, 781-837-4900. We have the best in the business, our engineer, Larry, who will take your call, pass you through. We're so fortunate to have Larry on board. And again, we're so fortunate to be part of the WATD family, 95.9 FM. Shout out Ed Perry. The old troll of rock and roll is his nickname. And I believe that Ed possibly is trying to travel to the Buddy Holly Festival later this week. I believe Ed goes. Yes, he goes. I think there's a gathering to honor Buddy Holly. I believe it's in Iowa. And I'm not even sure if, guys, is that where the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is?
I mean, it could be.
There we go. More trivia for Gerry Levitt. He's our stats guy.
Gotta look it up.
Jerry, do you know?
There we go.
The
So we
Rock
have
and
a
Roll Hall of
caller.
Fame?
Can we, Larry?
No.
Can we bring our caller through?
Yeah, we got Matt on the line.
There we go.
Hey, Matt,
we
how are
connected
you?
to-
What's going on, guys?
Oh
Hey,
man,
Matt.
hey,
Hey,
let's give it up to Matt
hey,
for
the
a
rock
minute,
and roll-
everybody.
Hey.
There you go, Matt.
Hey, just want to let you know, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is in Cleveland.
Cleveland.
That's what I thought. Cleveland.
Oh.
Yeah,
I
Cleveland.
love that.
Yes, Cleveland. What's going on, guys? Welcome
Nothing too
back,
much.
Steve.
Mm.
There we go.
Thank
then
you,
the
buddy. I
for the
appreciate
Super Bowl.
that. Got back late last
Yes,
night.
sir.
And now we are preparing to move on to Santa Clara, California for Super Bowl 60. And we will see if they get it done there. We will be preparing for a parade.
Hey, I'm gonna
Absolutely.
jump ahead. Never to interrupt Matt, but I'm gonna set the table. Matt's a huge fan, sponsor, and ironically, Matt's calling in. Let's let everybody know there's no script here. Matt's part of the Bethany Builders podcast team for audio and video, and I want to shout this out for a specific reason. Matt Henderson, are you going to the Super Bowl, sir?
Yes, sir. I'm going to the Super Bowl. We're going to the Super Bowl, and we're going to kick things up a notch. So I'm very excited for the Bethany Builders podcast live in Santa Clara.
There we go. The
Let's
family keeps
go.
growing. The family keeps growing, everybody.
Right.
There we go.
Matt, are you ready?
Oh, I'm so ready. I'm so ready to watch. I think it's going to be an epic game. Patriots defense has been playing great, and I know the offense of the Seahawks is playing good, so it's going to be a clash.
Matt, do you have any specific questions? Again, of course, Steve is our pro. Do you have any specific questions in
course.
regards to the Denver game?
I just wanted to bring up in general how good the Patriots defense has been playing. I think people have been talking about every other defense that the Patriots have been going up against, and I heard Milton Williams after the game kind of speak on that, saying they're talking about everyone else, but, you know, they're not really talking about us. I saw the Pats D's only let up 26 points in the first 3 playoff games, and they'd
That's
be
right.
the first team to
Wow.
reach the Super Bowl since 2000 to let up that many. The Ravens allowed 23 back in 2000. What do you think about the
Incredible.
Yeah, no, you bring up an excellent point. 26 points in 3 games, guys. That's phenomenal right there.
Incredible.
But
Steve,
here's
are they
the
playing
but.
with a chip? Are they playing with a chip on their shoulder, Steve?
Well, they are because it gets overlooked a lot, and it's going to get overlooked again this week because the Seahawks defense is truly the number 1 defense in the league.
Right.
They are the best.
Wow.
They give up the
Wow.
least amount of points than any other defense in the league. So all those other defenses that we talked about, Denver's and the other
Houston.
that we played, those defenses were very good, but they weren't number 1. So again, the Patriots are going into this game against a very good defense, and now it's the best defense.
Wow.
Oh,
Okay, so is our defense going in with little
chip.
recognizing what they've accomplished so far in the playoffs? They got a little chip on their shoulder.
Yeah.
They're being recognized. They're being recognized as the B side of the defenses going into the Super Bowl.
Correct.
that is true.
Well, I
And
like
the other
Milton
thing is when you
Williams.
look at Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Go ahead, Chris.
Well, I was going to say, I like the fact because Milton Williams, if you've seen his interviews, he's very dry and to the point, and I like it. I can sense that energy that, I think they asked him, was in regards to Stidham. Have you looked into him? Are you aware of something, this and that? And he basically was like, not interested. See you on Sunday.
Well,
Like,
he
I
didn't
got
say
it
not
covered.
interested. He said, no, I know nothing about him.
That's
Right.
I, don't mind me helping you out, Milton. I
I mean,
appreciate it. I got the energy from it.
Yeah, I understand. He didn't say not interested because he became interested. That's who he's
I love
playing.
that.
Right.
But
I love
Yeah.
that.
But when they asked him, you're right. He was dry and point blank and very honest. What do you know about?
We
What
love
do you
a
know
little
about
back
Jared
and forth,
Stidham?
little pork chop and little back and forth here
Yeah,
on the
no
Bethany
doubt.
Builders
Yeah.
podcast. We are not always going to agree, folks. This is not scripted. And me and Steve there just had a little moment. Steve was correct, but I still put it out there. Stand by it.
Yeah. Right. But
Let me
Steve, to
bring
your
up one
point,
more
right,
thing.
and to Matt's point, right, Steve, the Patriots defense is top 5, right? Top 7?
Yeah, they're very good guys, and,
Right.
and you know, they dealt with an offensive line. Denver's offensive line was supposed to be number one. They ate up that offensive line.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Denver's offensive
Yeah.
line, they were looking, their heads were on a swivel. Who am I blocking here? And all of a sudden, you know, they keep come after Stidham pretty well. But yeah, there's a respect factor and a chip on their shoulder. Everybody's talking about all these other teams. Well, what about us? Well,
Mhm.
Right.
and each week they go out and prove it, and they prove it.
Guys, we need a breakout. We need a breakout offensive game for the Patriots. I think we'd all agree, wouldn't you? We've been a little bit sluggish on offense throughout
Well,
these playoffs. We need to ratchet it. I know that defenses are incredible, but if we could get a big offensive game out of the New England Patriots at the Super Bowl, I think that's going to be key to try to win this game.
Well, here's the thing: you don't want to fall behind against this team.
No.
Not
No.
Seattle. They can put up points, and they can put up points in a hurry. And they got the number one defense. So you fall behind against Seattle, it's a long road back. And the Super Bowl is always a long game to begin with,
Mhm.
but you don't want to get in a shootout or fall behind early and have to play catch up because, boy, look out.
Ball control important in this game, Steve?
Always is. Always is. And if you notice, the Patriots did not turn the ball over in that game. Again, that's how they beat Denver. There was 0 turnovers.
Incredible.
Yeah.
And Drake May had fumbled, what, 6 times in the last, before that, in the last 2 games?
Hey, Matt, did you see the commentary? They had put it out there, and it was like somebody was mentioning they were reflecting an offensive coordinator, I believe, was speaking to Stidham before the game and said, hey, listen, you're going to make mistakes during the game. You're going to throw an interception, pick up, keep moving on. As I was listening to this,
Yes.
ultimately, it was that exact play that essentially set the table to close out the game for them not to win to go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I think it was 2 of his mistakes. It was that fumble in the red zone. Fumble in their own end, and then his interception kind of sealed their fate there. So he made 2 mistakes as an inexperienced quarterback. But I'll tell you what, Sam Darnold isn't going to make those mistakes because he's got 0 turnovers in the playoffs so far.
Oh,
So
my.
4 touchdowns,
Oh.
0 turnovers,
Right.
and he's rolling. So it's going to be
my.
a tough game.
Right.
Well, that doesn't mean
Great point.
that doesn't mean Sam Darnold can't be rattled, though, because
No.
as
Oh,
good
no.
as he is, he had one game where he threw 4 picks in the same game. Earlier in the season. I think it may have been against the Rams where Donald threw 4 picks. So here's a guy that can be rattled, but he's very mature now and he's tough. I mean, he's
Hey, guys,
tough.
it's the Super Bowl, and I don't think, am I accurate to say that Sam Darnold has not played in the Super Bowl, as Drake May, of course, hasn't as either. But my point is, anybody can get nervous. They can make mistakes when they get nervous. It's such a big game. It's the pinnacle of what they've worked for their whole life.
I know. That's why the Patriots, they have to stay super disciplined as they have all season,
Right.
because that's going to be another key factor to winning this game against Seattle, a very strong team. Sounds like.
They can't
That's right,
turnovers,
boss. Super
turnovers,
disciplined.
ball control. The boss speaks, support up and down. Hashtag Steve Burton. Matt, I don't know if you're aware, but Steve made an announcement earlier. Steve, can you repeat that announcement?
Well, I
Matt
just
didn't
know
hear
who the
it.
boss of the podcast is. And it's
Yeah.
not me. It's not Chris.
Mhm.
It's not Jerry. It's not
Sophia
Matt. It's not
Bethany,
Kristen.
right?
Right.
She's my
Oh,
boss.
yeah.
Right.
She's
There
the
she
boss.
goes.
But I mean, if you think
calling the
about it,
shots.
18
mean-
and the boss.
Since Sophia became
Yep.
the boss, think about these announcements and the things that have happened, right? I mean, Super Bowl, trip to Santa Clara, couple extra days off. Like it's great. I love it.
Yeah.
Everybody. I hope if you're listening on here, let me cut through everything you're hearing tonight, because there's a little backdrop to all this. Everybody's tired of Chris being hashtag the boss. So I'm handing over. Everybody has taken a vote that Sophia's the boss. She's now 18. And Chris going to turn around. Steve, I'll sit in the back of the plane.
Well, yeah. I mean, you'll still get there. You're just not
appreciate
leading the way anymore.
I understand that.
Right.
You got to listen to the boss
Yeah,
now.
listen to the boss. Everybody's got to know their limitation. I'll carry the bags. I'm in the back of the plane, everybody.
That's all right. You still
all
on
right.
the plane.
That's true,
Right,
Steve
right.
Burton. Shout out Steve
Mine is-
Burton.
Hey, we're
Rank has
family.
privilege, Chris. I'll carry the bags. Don't worry about it. Rank has
I don't mind
privilege.
carrying bags either.
I appreciate it. Hey, Matt, will you carry the bags too?
Oh, I'll sleep on a bench as long as we can go to Santa Clara. Let's go.
We are Patriots Nation.
We are
that's for
going
sure.
to Santa Clara.
Yeah. Now, Steve, we got an
Let's
issue.
go.
We got a little issue. I'm gonna put it out there. We got an
ahead.
issue.
Go ahead.
No matter what happens, no matter what we do, everything else, Shaquille O'Neal is going to be in Santa Clara. If I got to go to a Waffle House, a Denny's, if I got to look across a stadium chair, or if I got to see him in a hotel lobby, we're on the hunt. We hashtag where's Shaq in Santa Clara
Hashtag where's Shaq?
because he's having a
Where's
party.
Shaq?
That's all right. And I know how those parties work, Steve, because we've had the chance with a few of them. And I was standing next to Warren Moon with an explanation of that. Do you understand? I'm Warren Moon, Hall of Fame. Go ahead, Steve, get it all out. Because he looks at me and I go, Warren, I carried the bags to get to the door, let alone get in the party.
I will never forget that year. The Super Bowl party in Miami at Versace's house.
Oh my gosh.
It was Shaq's party. Shaq's.
I know because I was standing right with you and we
Warren
turned
Moon
around.
walks up, and
Uh-huh.
I'm already in the party, and
Mhm.
there's a gate with security there, and they would not let Warren Moon in the party.
Mhm.
And
Wow.
Mhm.
I go, Warren Moon goes to me, Steve, you got to get me in.
Mhm.
I go, what? I go, what do you mean I got to get you in? They won't let you in? And I went to the security guard, and I go, it's Warren Moon.
Mhm.
Let him in the party.
Hall of
And the
Fame,
security
Warren
guard
Moon.
goes, we cannot do that. The party is absolutely full. We have a limit. I
Wow.
said, it's Warren Moon.
Mhm.
Make room for one more. And so
And
then
this
we
is
do
when
that.
Warren Moon,
I
guys,
go
this is when
to
Warren Moon
Warren
had just
gate.
finished playing. Warren Moon was only out of the league maybe a year or
Yeah.
two, Steve. This
Yeah.
wasn't
Exactly.
Warren Moon we're talking legend. We're talking Warren Moon had just hung the cleats up the season
Right.
before.
Right.
Wow.
And so I go to Warren. I go, listen, let me go get Shaq,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
and we'll get you in.
Yeah.
That's
So I
Steve
go
Burton
up,
for you,
I have to
everybody.
go find Shaq, and there's a
Shaq.
zillion people in Versace's
Mhm.
house. I go up and I find Shaq because Shaq's easy to spot.
Yeah.
And I said, listen, Warren Moon's at the gate, man. You got to get him in. He goes, Steve, tell him to come around back. So I go back out to the gate, through the people, through the crowd. I said, Warren, come around back. We'll get you in. And sure enough, the
Right.
guys at the back door let him in.
Making it happen, Stevie B right there.
Well, no, I don't know about that, but it was like one of those things like, it was like, I don't know if it was like a fire limit of how many people that could get in the door, but it was jammed.
Wow.
And I'm like, guys, it's Warren Moon. Let him in.
Yeah. Crazy.
We're going to try and get Chris. I don't know if you can hear us.
Oh, here
There
we
we
go.
go.
We're back. Can you guys hear us?
Yeah.
Yes,
Hey,
now
hey,
we can.
So moral to the story is Steve Burton had to look over everybody's head to see Shaq, obviously, because Shaq was essentially one of the biggest and tallest people, obviously, in the
Right.
party room. And Steve, on a different note, when Shaq throws a party, it isn't like everybody else's.
Oh,
party,
no.
Steve.
It's everybody and their mothers there, and it's fun. It's fun. And he'll probably throw another one out in Santa Clara. Hey, I got to go, guys, because I'm on the
Friday night, Steve. I got something sent over to me from Shaq's people. Friday
Okay.
night, Shaq's having a party down there.
All right. All right.
Already announced. So
All right,
with that
Steve,
being
have a
said,
great night.
Steve, you're going to take off. You have an 8:00 show.
8:00 show, so I'm on in just a couple
Right.
minutes. I got to fly.
Excellent.
But,
Steve.
Best of
have
Thanks.
luck.
fun.
See you
See
later.
you, Stevie.
Okay. Love
Hey,
you guys.
let's announce Steve on the way out, Sophia, like you always do. Steve Burton.
WBZ Sports Director Steve Burton,
Stay
everyone.
safe out there.
Woohoo.
Thanks, guys. I'm out.
All right.
Good night.
Thanks, Steve.
All right.
Later.
Hey, let's thank our sponsors, Sophia. We have some work to do.
Of course, we would like to thank all of our sponsors: Trex Decking, Koopman Lumber, 95.9 WATD, Northeastern Savings Bank, Bethany Builders, and Connor Hegney's Auto Detailing
There
Service.
you go. Shout out, Connor. We want to get back to Matt for a minute. Matt, how excited are you? Jerry, how excited are you? Matt, bring it forth. We're going to the Super Bowl.
We're going to the Super Bowl, a rematch, Seahawks, Patriots, whole Bethany Builders team out in Santa Clara. I'm so
Mhm.
excited. I'm so excited for everybody listening on WATD. We're going to bring you all types of coverage, interviews, fan interviews, behind the scenes stuff at Media Row. Just so excited. How are you guys feeling?
Matt,
I'm ready.
You're gonna work.
ready.
You're gonna work very hard with audio and video with Alina and Sammy and ourselves, and we're gonna all work hard in front of the cameras to really get as much content back. So we want to get the on the ground, behind the scenes content, things that people don't see on general TV and radio. We want to get the scoop, And that's what
Yeah.
we're going to do
If
from the
you're,
moment.
if you're listening to the Bethany Builders podcast, you're coming to the Super Bowl with us. We're going to cover it like you're right there with us. That's how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
I love
Keep
it,
bringing
Matt. I
keep
love
bringing
it.
it forward, Matt. Tell the people what they're going to see. They're going to see the inside scoop, behind the scenes. We're going to be Radio
Oh, yeah.
Row, everything.
That whole this week, next week, we're going to be down there on scene. We're going to be at Radio Row. We're going to be walking the streets, talking to Seahawks, Patriots fans, getting their insight, and kind of sharing it with you guys on the Bethany
Love it.
Builders Facebook,
Love
YouTube,
it.
and all that.
Take us out, Sophia.
Thank you so much for listening to the Bethany Builders podcast. I'm your host, Sophia Bethany. I hope that you all have a good night. I would like to thank my dad, Chris Bethany, Big G, Jerry Levitt.
Take care, everybody.
All of our special guests,
Matt.
Steve Burton, Matt.
And shout out to Larry, the best in the business, WHED 95.9. That's our home on Tuesday nights. And we will see you Sunday, 12:15 to 1 p.m. We're going to keep this going. Let's go, Patriots.
Go Pats.
All right.
Bethany.